Hi everyone, this is Caroline Speaks, the State of the World on Saturday, February 27, 2021. So what is it, good, bad, or indifferent? I'm afraid it's all three. The coronavirus is still with us. We have over 500,000 fatalities from this virus. We have about 28 million cases in the U.S. In the world, we have about 2.5 million fatalities, and 20% of those, 500,000, are right here in the United States. Why? Because of mismanagement by the prior administration, the Trump administration, and his people and his supporters. And it's very, very sad. So make sure you wear that mask when you're out in public. Practice social distancing. And do not socialize with anyone except those in your immediate household. If you don't want to make anyone sick or kill anyone with this virus, you want to keep yourself safe too. Okay, so we're going to do that. Now, in addition to that, Congress has been working on a stimulus bill, about $1.9 trillion, that was voted on this morning in Washington, and it passed in the House of Representatives. The Senate, it will pass in the Senate with just Democratic votes, but they had to take out a provision to provide a $15 minimum wage. That's going to have to go later into some other bill. Okay. Now, in addition to that, way back in the 1960s, there was a lot of protests and marches and rallies for civil rights and equality and all kinds of stuff. And people were getting awakened to the fact that they do have rights, and they had to fight for them. The African American community had leaders who were doing this, and the establishment, the white establishment, felt threatened by the fact that black people were asking for equal rights. Well, what a shame. What a pity. So anyway, like Martin Luther King, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a very famous man who was actually murdered in 1968, April, he did a good job of rallying his people and working peacefully for change. But the federal government officials and various groups felt threatened by him. The FBI had him on a watch list. They surveilled him, and they really felt threatened that non-white people thought they were entitled to equal rights and civil rights. So, but what they did, the mistake they made in not acknowledging him, was he started a movement. And when he was murdered in April of 1968, he became like an overnight beacon for people to request equal rights and civil rights. And he was very famous. His legacy lives on. And another leader, actually Martin Luther King was murdered by someone at a motel where he was staying in Memphis. He was there to help those who were city workers collecting trash to get better working conditions. Another person who was killed earlier than Martin Luther King, called Malcolm X. He was in New York, and he had a lot of followers, and he was asking for the same thing: civil rights, equal rights. But of course, people felt threatened by that. Why should only white people have equal rights and civil rights? So anyway, apparently, from what I've been reading and hearing on in the media, is that the New York Police Department kind of collaborated with the people who were in Malcolm X's security detail, so they could have him find him isolated and murder him. So he was murdered in New York City, and the police and the officials made stories. But now it has come out that one of the people who helped the police to get Malcolm X alone said that it was a conspiracy to get rid of Malcolm X. And it's coming out now. His family, his survivors, his wife and his children, they want justice. So we'll have to watch that, but something is happening. You remember when the Romans killed Jesus Christ over 2,000 years ago? They thought he was a troublemaker. He was actually a reformer. He was a Hebrew rabbi and a reformer. And he was asking for reforms, but the Romans who were in charge did not like that. So they killed him. And Jesus Christ became very, very famous. Started a whole new religion with all kinds of branches in the Christian church. So anyway, you have to be careful about what you wish for. Okay, now how about a little music to lighten the mood? So today I'd like to sing a little song that I think you might like. It will say, okay, here we go again. I'm getting tongue-tied. I'd like to sing a little song that I wrote, and it's something that's kind of nice to look forward to. It's a very short song. So here's a listen. Dark blue sky, white clouds, how pretty they are. The white clouds are floating on a canvas of blue, like the blue ocean and the white caps. Dark blue sky, white clouds, how pretty they are. That's it. It's very short. I'm having trouble making it longer, but I'll keep working on that. So thank you for tuning in this evening of February 27, 2021 for another meeting of Carol Ann Speaks the State of Her World. I hope you'll be back with us tomorrow evening for another visit. And wear that mask, practice social distancing, only go out when you have to, and only socialize with those in your household. And when vaccines become available in your area, consider getting one to protect yourself and others. And remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Thank you. Good night.